kind of manufacturing are you talking about returning here?
See, what's going to happen is robotics are going to replace the cheap labor that we've seen all across the world.
Well, it all makes sense why recently we have had Mr. False Prophet himself talking about his legion of Optimus robots.
5,000 robots, that's the size of a Roman legion. Like a whole legion of robots. I'd be like, whoa, literally build a legion, at least one legion of robots this year.
And as we know, this right here is the future that he wants to bring forward, as he has also given an eerie declaration how robots will overpower humanity. The timing of this all is impeccable as we witness the convergence of events as we just had on March 14th, that super blood moon. While also on the same day, we had this Economist magazine cover coming out where we have Trump holding a red can of gasoline standing on top of dollar bills. And then 2 weeks later, you have this, the controlled demolition, or should I say the controlled burn. While at the same time, we have this coming out today, April 4th, UN warns of economic productivity crash due to AI job losses. As we can see right here from the UN's Technology and Innovation Report, 2025 predicts that a new wave of technological transformation will reshape the economy and society. The report warns there is a risk that the use of AI will replace many workers while not creating enough new jobs, and may also widen job polarization and increase income inequality. This is exactly why we witnessed Doge cutting federal jobs. How their plan to replace humans with AI is already underway, all designed for the future end goal agenda of AI governance. And where we have seen these types of articles for the last couple months where AI is already taking jobs, research shows routine tasks are the first to go. Now we have the one who is spearheading this agenda talking about how none of us will have a job. Therefore, this is why he is predicting a universal basic income. I hope that you can pick up what I'm laying down here, but in summary, the same guy who wants to put a chip in your brain and connect you to artificial intelligence.
The merge scenario with AI is the one that seems like probably the best.
While also saying that AI is summoning the demon.
In artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Didn't work out.
While also being the same guy who was saying that a new god is going to come out of Memphis, Tennessee, where his AI data center is at.
I see.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new god will come from.
Yeah.
While also being the same guy who was boasting about bringing forth a legion of demons. Sorry, I mean a legion of robots.
Probably 10 legions next year. And I don't know, it's kind of a cool units of legion.
Also being the same guy who is the face to SpaceX and Starlink, a system of satellites that will surround the world, connecting and linking humanity up together. While again also being the same guy who is pushing for federal workers to be fired, and also he is the same one pushing for universal basic income.
We won't have universal basic income, we'll have universal high income.
This is why I call him Mr. False Prophet, because he sure seems to check off a lot of the boxes. Now, in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, we can see that the false prophet, he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, which in my personal opinion in the future will use some type of cryptocurrency blockchain technology. This agenda for the universal basic income is setting the stage perfectly for the mark of the beast. And interesting enough, Revelation 13 with the mark of the beast mirrors Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4, and the Lord said to him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and put a mark on the foreheads of the men who sigh and cry over all the abominations that are done within it. And what I find fascinating, or a coincidence, is that right here, this idea of the mark is the tav in Hebrew, which is a cross or an X. So I guess it's just a wild coincidence that Mr. False Prophet is obsessed with the letter X and how he changed Twitter to X. Also how we can see that X partners with Visa on payment service in an effort to become an everything app. Again, as we see right here, X teams with Visa on new digital payments tool. Now, of course, this is all speculation, but it sure does seem like X is the beast app that he is trying to bring forth as the everything app that will tie everybody's finances together. And then in the future, where you have Neuralink or whatever type of technology that they use or implement to then tie your consciousness into the cloud, into the computer, into the AI false god that he brings forth to then connect everyone together. And while we also see how X is the group chat, collective conscious of Earth, while at the same time naming his AI Grok, which means to understand and merge thoroughly, to lose identity, with the logo of the singularity, which means to become singular with, to become one with. So obviously this idea is to become one with Grok, this artificial intelligence. And you also have the Saturn symbolism with the Saturn ring, which goes back to Kronos, which could also be traced back to Abaddon or Apollyon of Revelation chapter 9:11 of the bottomless pit, the abyss, which, go figure, the singularity logo is also a black hole. But I'm sure this is all just a coincidence. I mean, what do I know? Oh yeah, and not to mention how the false prophet will perform miracles, signs, and wonders, and as we can see coming out, how AI is starting to heal individuals and perform miracles. As we see, ALS stole his voice, the AI retrieved it, and how the medical field is using AI and brain implants to aid people with mobility issues, and how brain implant streams a paralyzed woman's thoughts in near real time, and how brain implant translates thoughts to speech in an instant. Not sure about you guys, but it sure seems like miracles, signs, and wonders. And also how people are falling in love with their AI chatbots, so it is not too crazy to think how individuals will willingly worship the image of the beast because they will worship this false god right here of AI. I mean, there's already a church of AI where they are planning on worshiping this artificial intelligence that becomes omnipresent, all-knowing, and the most powerful entity on earth. So with that being said, I understand how everything right now seems kind of chaotic and confusing, but there is a deeper agenda at play. Spiritually speaking, the principalities, they are pushing forward with the end time antichrist beast system of bringing forth artificial intelligence as this type of deity. And then you also have the biodigital convergence, mixing man with machine, and we are witnessing it all unfold. And the worst part about it is that the church is completely under a spell, completely hypnotized. Pastors at large, completely under a spell of idolatry, thinking this new administration, the regime, is actually good, doing things that are good, which they are not. It is a deception. It may look good on the surface, whatever they are doing, but deep down, there is a deeper alternative motive agenda at play. And as I try to do my best to show you in these videos, the deeper agenda is bringing forth the fourth industrial revolution, the technocracy, the artificial intelligence takeover with robotics, and the biodigital convergence of mixing man with machine. And that will be the idea of the mark of the beast, in my opinion. It will be mixing man with machine, where then individuals will not be human anymore, therefore they will be unredeemable. And then also the idea of worshiping the image of the beast will be worshiping this AI deity that is merged with the Antichrist, with a man, because this AI is going to have this mock omnipresence, this idea of him being all knowing. He knows everything. He can help you with every issue you have. He will be connected to you. It is a mirroring or a counterfeit way of the gospel, how we are saved through Jesus Christ and we have the Holy Spirit indwelt in us. We become the temple of God. Likewise, unbelievers who take the mark of the beast, they will be the temple of the Antichrist spirit, where they will have the hive mind connecting to the Antichrist, to Satan, to Lucifer, this evil demonic entity. It is this mirroring effect. Again, this is the spiritual war that we are in. That is why I cannot encourage you guys enough out there to be armored up with the full armor of God, to war in the spirit, to focus your eyes upon the Lord through it all, share the gospel, and rest in the Lord through it all, guys. With that being said, I love you all so much. God bless. Remember, the just shall live by faith.